Hello dear friends, let's talk about problems of Škoda Octavia. The second generation Octavia is a great second-hand car, but older specs still holds the price well, though a restyled version has already been introduced. Pretty reliable and well made, but with a weak base engine that without much accessory in the classic version. Check when the timing belt is changed, especially on 1.4 gasoline. Water leaks into the cabin and trunk, and diesel often consumes oil due to high mileage. Škoda it has definitely taken off the image of cars that look ridiculously funny and cool. Of course, Volkswagen is responsible for this, and the new Octavia is one of the more desirable halfbacks, especially if you don't have enough money for a Passat. This generous Octavia is based on the chassis Golf 5 and represents almost the same driving pleasure. Always with all four wheels on the ground, it decisively enters curves and does not lean too much. Maybe the only downside is the steering wheel and doesn't quite give the response we want. There is enough space for 5 adults, and regardless of the chassis being borrowed from the Golf, the trunk is huge. The cabin is well tucked in, so the noise of the wind and engine is minimized. Everything else gives the impression of longevity, even though the cabin might have been a little more interestingly designed. As for new equipment, avoid the Classic, which does not have many accessories. Our choice is Ambient, or if you have the money, the Elegance model. The smallest gasoline has only 1,400 cubic meters and struggles even when the car is not full, so go around it wide. 1.6 FSI would be the most economical choice for us. He screws up his strength sometimes, but in most cases he is just as dark as he needs to be. In addition, it consumes on average only 5.5 liters of unleaded gasoline. In addition to it, for fans of slightly faster driving, there are 2.0 FSI, 1.8 TSI and 2.0 TFSI VRS engines, that later of which has over 200 horsepower. The 1.9 and 2.0 turbo diesels are the most widespread and most expensive, so be prepared to pay a little more for a second hand with this engine. The smaller one, according to factory data, consumes only 4 liters of Euro diesel per 100 kilometers, which is a phenomenal result. Still, ideal driving conditions are a rarity in the real world. The engine range is diverse, and in Europe, gasoline engines available are 1.2 TFSI, 105 horsepower, 1.4 MPI, 75-80 horsepower, 1.4 TSI, 122 horsepower, 1.6 MPI, 102 horsepower, 1.6 TFSI, 115 horsepower, 2.0 FSI 150 horsepower, and 2.0 TFSI VRS 200 horsepower. Petrol consumption ranges from 5.7 to 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers. 1.6 TDI DPF 105 horsepower is available from diesel engines. 1.9 TDI with 105 horsepower, 2.0 TDI 140 horsepower, DPF 2.0 TDI with 136 horsepower, and 2.0 TDI DPS VRS with 170 horsepower. Diesel consumption ranged from 5.4 to 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Despite the German quality, there were some complaints about scraping various parts of the interior, so pay attention to every little thing before buying. All engines except the 1.6 and 2.0 FSI models require regular timing belt replacement every 100,000 kilometers, miles, or 4 years, so ask your previous owner if this has been done on time, because if it can't lead to severe engine failures. The 1.4 unit is particularly sensitive to this. Diesel engineers know that they are consuming a little more oil, especially if they are well over, so look at the level before buying. There were also complaints of water leaking into the cabin and trunk, so inspect under the rug. Advantages: Škoda Octavia. Stylish, elegant and mature looking. Good engine performance. More spacious than the previous generation. 4x4 drive available. A diverse range of engines. Main Škoda Octavia. The diesels are quite noisy. Dual steering wheel. Poor sound insulation at higher speeds. 2.0 TDI diesel engine has problems with frequent cylinders, head failures, injectors and common rail pump failures. 1.9 TDI diesel engine fuel pump housing malfunction, fuel leak. Some models have condensation in the lights. The odometer often breaks down and the entire instrument panel needs to be replaced. Often the EGR valve breaks down, clogging up after 80 miles. In all models, engine flexibility is declining and the problem is solved by reprogramming the electronics. Often incorrect optics on the wheels, which leads to faster tire wear. Some models are painted with poor quality paint, especially in the rear view mirror, resulting in peeling and inflating of the paint. Side window noises at speeds greater than 80 km per hour. The seats are prone to wear. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you're the owner of this car, then share your experience. It will help others to choose a car. Goodbye.